life. Then she told me about Jim Barnett, that he damaged 2 vertebrae in his back and he was in excruciating pain. He had to walk with a stick. And the doctors told him he's not a candidate for surgery. So he really didn't have too many options. But the scientists and the doctors, they told him, well, you better start spraying 4 sprays under your tongue 3 times a day. He happened to know about it only because he was married to the top scientist's daughter, which was a blessing. And then in 4 months, they told him he could drop down to 1 time a day. The loading phase is 4 months. It takes 4 months for the blood to completely upgrade. All the red blood cells die, brand new red blood cells take over. That's the way God made our bodies to function so beautifully. So anyway, in the first 4 months, Jim Barnett felt no change. And he never gave up. He said, you know, I'm not stopping spraying 3 times a day. I'm not dropping down to 1 time a day until I get my results. What results was he looking for? To get rid of pain. He was in so much pain. Well, it took him another 2 years of spraying under his tongue, and the pain stopped. And he then called his doctor and said, Doctor, can I go back to lifting weights? The doctor said, no, not until I do an MRI on you. When they did the MRI, to their shocking surprise, the 2 vertebrae literally grew back 100%. Now, as a nurse, I can tell you that's what got my attention, because I know that does not happen. People go to their grave as an invalid when they damage their vertebrae. So I decided to take this serious, and I started spraying my 4 sprays under my tongue 3 times a day. You could also do 6 sprays in the morning and 6 sprays in the evening. It also adds up to 12. And for those that want to have a fast track, you could do 10 sprays in the morning, 10 sprays in the evening for 2 months. But the bottom line is that you need to be consistent. Body does not like inconsistency whatsoever. So anyway, back to his story. He decided to ask the doctors and the scientists to lower the price. This was selling between $200 and $400 for 1 bottle. So the rich and the elite and the athletes all could afford it, but not everybody could afford that. So he asked them, and they honored him and brought it down to $79 for 1 bottle. And that's the most you'll ever pay, because they have packages. And when you buy the packages, it works out to much less than 1 bottle for $79. And he also asked them to allow him to bring it to the United States. And the reason for that was he wanted to change healthcare in America, which to me is so noble. And I always had that same mindset before. So I resonated with Jim Barnett right off the bat. So his story really got me going. And the first thing I noticed, my circulation improved. I check my blood sugar every day for 40 plus years to make sure it's within the range. And I normally have to really pump the blood to get a drop to check. The night I sprayed, and the morning after, when I put the needle next to my finger, the blood spew out at me. I knew right away something positive was happening. Then something seemingly negative happened right after, but it wasn't really negative. But because I've learned about it many, many years ago when I studied iridology and herbology, I didn't recognize it immediately. But my left leg started hurting me, and it lasted 2 days. Then my right leg started hurting me, and it lasted 3 days. And I wondered, why am I having pain? And then when the 3rd pain hit me, I remembered that I had that pain before, and I had stretched my hand to take something out of the back of my car. It pulled a muscle, and it got worse by the second till I could not move. And that's the pain I felt coming back. And then I remembered what I learned. My teacher said, true healing is from your head down and from the inside out. And we said drugs do not heal you, but they have their place. But herbs do heal you, but it takes a longer time. Of course, he don't know about these 40 herbs that he don't know about that. That was way back when. And so I remembered retracing. I bring that up and I taught my group about retracing because it will mimic an allergic reaction. And there is no reaction, no negative reaction to iHercules because it's functional, unique nutrition. It's food, F-U-N, functional, unique nutrition. The body works with the blood. This product gives the blood what it needs. So just to put your mind at ease, the scientists and the doctors, after they did over 50 years of research to come up with the problems of the body, which is inflammation, and after all the work they did on this, they tested it with 400,000 people to make sure there was no allergic reaction whatsoever. And sure enough, no reaction, no allergic reaction, no side effect, and no contraindication, which means no matter what medication you're on, this is safe. As a matter of fact, the FDA approved this as GRAS, which is generally rated as safe. That's the most they'll ever do because they don't approve products, they disapprove products. But the bottom line is you can relax and be at ease to know that these products are safe and they are beyond anything you've ever seen. The blood knows exactly what to do. It cleans out the blood, opens the microcirculation with your tiny, tiny capillaries that feeds 75% of your body, whereas the veins and the arteries only feed 25. And so that's very important to understand. And it also stimulates your own stem cell to repair whatever cells are damaged, and it neutralizes whatever disease is going on in your body that you don't even know about. So your best bet is your blood test. If you can do a blood test before you start, that would be great. Because 4 months you do another blood test, you will be so amazed because you can't see your blood. And your blood test is what tells you what's going on. So what I'd like to do now is to introduce Mr. Jim Barnett. He's one of the owners of the company. And he's the reason that all of us are here. And I have very high regards for this man. And so I'd like you to hear him as he talks about zombie cells and how our products get rid of them. So I'm going to ask Donald to bring Jim Barnett on right now.
Thank you. You know, these zombie cells that they're talking about, Mayo Clinic, Cedars-Sinai, even the Today Show is talking about these zombie cells. Zombie cells are cells that do not die and they don't replicate anymore correctly. So then they clutter up the body, they start to affect other cells, and now it leads to degenerative processes, diseases quicker in the body. The body gets older on the inside, the skin gets older faster, and these microplastics, let's just talk about microplastic for just a second. If you don't know what microplastics are, go to Google, you can find out. I'm going to give you one example. 3.5 million pieces of plastic consumed every year from meats, proteins alone, not the vegetables, not the bottled water, not the plastic containers that the food is packaged in, not the juices or whatever that the plastic bottles have that are consumed, just talking about meat. This confusion causes zombie cells, which lead to inflammation, which now lead to confusion, and the immune system vision is blurred. This technology is many years of study, 50 years of study through a European science team. Mr. C came over to the United States. He's head of the United States science team. They put all of this information on a little over 40 plants. We know celery, alfalfa, garlic, dill, red raspberry are good, but what are the top 10% of the molecules that would penetrate the red blood cell faster? Using quantum nutrition, something that's never been done, something that's never been seen before. No university has it, no book has it. Their studies 50 years long. They put computer data together on people's blood work, seeing the differences when they gave them this stuff. You spray iHercules in your mouth, you put iRevive on the skin, and you put the iHercules eye patch on the body for your particular situation to relieve the symptom. What we're doing is infusing into the red blood cell to create more oxygen in the system, thereby opening up the inside of the body, little bitty vessels that carry blood. Pull a hair out of your head. 100 fit in one human hair, and there are millions of them around the body. I got a question. How long do you think it takes these microplastic poisonings to close these little bitty ones that carry oxygen and nutrition and all of this to the body, to the tissue? Not very long. So this is a way to get it back open, get the system back open, get the inflammation down, get the immune system better vision. And then, because of the reparations made throughout the body, you're creating stem cell activity, your own stem cell activity within the body, which drives the inside age backwards, younger, 10, 20, 30 years. We have DNA blood work tests from the DNA lab started by the people that won the Nobel Prize on the subject of this reverse aging. And guess what? People are talking on the internet about reversing this and that. There are billions of dollars, $1 billion been spent on this by a company I'm not going to mention, but it has been spent over the last 10 years trying to reverse age by 5 to 8 years. And anytime they talk, I always ask, where is your DNA blood work, government accredited laboratory blood work? They don't have it. We do. This is a chance to build a future with this. And you're looking for two things as you use a method to show people this information. You're looking for people that are educated enough to know that they need this, or the people or that they want it, or people with conditions where they get remedy where they absolutely need it. And if you'll go to work with this and help others, and help you and your family first, help others, you can create an empire based on a mission to create better health statistics for this world. And that's what this technology is about. That's what our mission is about. And you need to investigate for you and yourself and your family to give you a better health self-defense program for you and yours. And I'd like to go now to Care Posick to give, she has been with this technology almost 5 years now, and what it's done for her. What it's done for her.
Thank you, Jim. This is so exciting. 4 years ago, Jim was responsible for bringing this into the United States. Up until that time, I had been involved in natural healing and energy medicine my entire life. But when I started using this iHercules spray, my life changed. I went from being in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair for 2 years, bone on bone in my hips and blown out discs in my back, and I could not put any weight on my legs. I couldn't walk. When you spray this under your tongue and it goes into your bloodstream, it opens the circulation and the microcirculation, and guess what? Inflammation goes away. In 2 months' time, I could walk with no pain, and I still am. And that was amazing. But all these signs of aging, the wrinkles, the bleeding gums, the varicose veins, the tiredness, the extra body fat. I lost 50 pounds. My blood work is now perfect. Even though I'd been in natural healing all these years, it was never 100% perfect. It is now. But the big deal, they say if you do this 4 sprays, morning, afternoon, and evening, you're keeping it in your bloodstream all day long. If you do that for 4 months, in 4 months' time, it's a blood cycle. Every one of your red blood cells dies, and a new one takes its place. So if you're doing this consistently, then every new red blood cell gets formed in the presence of these high-frequency quantum molecules. They take on the frequency, they take on the information from nature. There's nothing in this but plant molecules, nothing artificial. And they take on the quantum nutrition, the likes of which you've never had in your body before. It's an upgrade in your blood, and that's your life force. Oh my gosh, the kind of changes I'm seeing in people's lives when they do this loading phase like this. But I've been on it for over 3 years now. And they say if you do this continually for 3 years, you've got a whole new body. Well, I woke up one morning with a bruise on my foot going, I didn't bruise myself in bed. What's going on? And a friend said, go get a vascular sonogram. That could be a blood clot. So I did. This was just a couple months ago. The woman went in on my groin and went, oh my God. I'm going, what? She says, you have the most open and clean lymph nodes I've ever seen. Well, your lymph is not clean if your blood is dirty, a process. She goes up and down on my vein. She said, how old are you? I was 75 then. I'm 76 now. I said, I'm 75. She says, oh my God. She said, I get 30-year-olds that don't have as clean and healthy looking veins. But then she went up and down on my arteries and said, girl, we're going to talk. I have not seen anybody older than 13 with no plaque in their arteries. You have no plaque in your arteries. I was shocked because when I was 60, I had high blood pressure, shortness of breath, arrhythmias. I mean, I was going down a bad path with my heart. And both my parents died at age 72 with heart attacks. And here I am at 76 with no plaque in my arteries. I mean, you think this doesn't work? And I now when I started this, Jim's talking about how good this is to share it and how much financial rewards you get for, we call it compensation for compassion. Well, I couldn't shut up about it. I still can't. And I've got about 45,000 people in my group now. And I am seeing reversals in everything, physical, mental, emotional. This is a paradigm shift. This is the best of the best on the planet. I know that I know. My body is younger and healthier. I mean, live younger now. That's what we're about. It's about living younger, feeling younger, looking younger. I do, and so do all of these people that have been using it. It's not a quick fix, but this is a real fix, not a Band-Aid.
Thank you so very much, Karen. Thank you very much, Jim. I love that story that you shared, Karen, that has to do with your clean arteries, clean veins, and clean lymph system, because what that tells me, you're going to live over 100 years, because that's the requirement, those 3 things. Thank you for all the information that you have shared. And Jim, you likewise. Thank you so much. It makes us so much smarter. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to tell you my story. But before I tell you my story, I fell in love with this 4-minute video because it is so much better than just a bunch of words. They show the pictures, and it makes it so easy to understand. So I'm going to ask Donald to play the 4-minute video first, and then I'll tell you my story. Okay, Donald, please play that 4-minute video.
What was once exclusive to the elite is now accessible to the common person. Nutrition that supports the regeneration systems of the body. Over 50 years of research and development have focused not just on identifying the top plants on the planet, but also on discovering the most beneficial molecules from these plants and understanding their effects on the human body. This research has led to the creation of 3 remarkable products based on specific molecule technology, which utilizes particular plant molecules that serve as food for the body. Let's start with the fundamental science. Life is in the blood, and the building blocks of blood come from food. Only food can create lasting change in the body. Specific molecule technology means that the molecules remain unchanged from their structure within the plant. As a result, the body doesn't need to break them down or digest them. They can immediately go to work. This allows the body to use its energy for healing rather than digestion, enabling it to utilize nutrients from these molecules at an extremely elevated rate. The products created from this research into blood-supporting molecules are iHercules, iRevive, and iHercules high-frequency eye patches. iHercules was developed to support the body's 3 systems of regeneration: the vascular system, including microcirculation, the immune system, and your self-stem cells. Microcirculation feeds all the nutrients in the body, all the way down to the cells of our body. By supporting nutrients for the blood, the body is naturally able to alleviate the crud in the blood. Healthier blood heightens your immune system. This is key to all the functionalities of our body, including eliminating zombie cells. Zombie cells are damaged cells in the body that just will not die, but they use nutrients and excrete toxins, which create more zombie cells. The only thing that can eliminate these cells are your own uplifted immune system. iHercules also feeds nutrients to support stem cell production throughout the body and is from the inside out, offering the chance for a longer life. At 30 years of age, only half of a person's stem cells are active, and by age 60, very few are active. With a heightened immune system and healthier blood, your self-stem cells are able to become new cells at an elevated rate, which is also how our bodies regenerate naturally. This is not anti-aging, it's reverse aging. What we are talking about is feeding the core systems that God gave us to regenerate. iRevive cream enhances iHercules and targets issues from the outside in. It promotes new skin formation and supports stem cells in the skin's middle layer. These stem cells, called fibroblasts, can migrate to other areas of the body as needed. iHercules high-frequency eye patches are bioenergetic discs that, when placed on the body, help alleviate various symptoms such as pain and inflammation, stress and anxiety, energy, sleep, male vitality, female vibe, joint pain and inflammation, allergy relief, electronic chatter, weight loss and appetite suppressant, and mental clarity. They also carry the frequency of iHercules and grounding frequencies protecting us from electronic chatter, like cell phones, Wi-Fi, and 5G, allowing the body to bathe in these molecular frequencies all day. These 3 products work together. iHercules is built to support the core functionalities of life. iRevive allows you to target from the outside in and supports the regeneration systems of the body. iHercules high-frequency eye patches are for the symptoms of life. Eye patches, minutes to hours. iRevive, days to weeks. iHercules, weeks to months. iHercules is the core product, and it aims to provide a lasting solution. The proof is in the product's effectiveness. What the elite have known for years is now becoming available to the public. Better health leads to a better future.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness. That is such an excellent presentation of our products. And so now what I'd like to do is share with you, I'm living younger now because of these products. And it was so funny that Carol talked about when she was in her 60s, that's when she had problems with her blood and heart and all that. Happened to me too. I was 68 and I had clogged up arteries. And I didn't even have no pain, no chest pain or nothing. I could have died had I not paid attention to my body. I just felt a little funny. I felt as if I ran a marathon. I just run to the pharmacy, run back. And then I took a baby aspirin and a glass of alkaline water because I'm a nurse and I know that would be the first thing to do. I did feel better, but not good enough. And then my sister, who is an expert emergency room nurse, I called her and she said, cardiac. She said, call 911. So I did. And they told me to chew 4 more baby aspirins. And when I got to the emergency room, they couldn't find a thing wrong with me. They had to do what you call a femoral catheterization, which is very invasive. And that's when they found one of my arteries was 90% blocked. 10%, I could have had a massive heart attack. I could be out of here. But by the grace of God, that didn't happen because I paid attention. And I'm saying that to say, pay attention to your body. When it gives you a signal, don't push it under the rug and say, no, that's nothing. No. Pay attention. Your body talks to you. And so anyway, because I've had blood sugar imbalance for 40 plus years, the surgeons did not feel that they should put stents in my heart. So they decided to do open heart surgery. That's why I had a triple bypass. And let me tell you, I was scared, very scared, because I know what could happen on the anesthesia. But anyway, the surgery went well. Unfortunately, I had a problem with flesh-eating bacteria in my leg. Because they use your leg to take the veins to fix the heart. My right leg had a lot of varicose veins, and those veins, they couldn't use it, so they used my left leg, and they took two veins. The right leg is the one that gave the trouble, where they didn't even use that vein. And so it was draining a lot of fluid, and they couldn't keep up with it, so they didn't change the dressings in time. So that's when the flesh-eating bacteria started eating my leg. And the funny thing is, I didn't feel nothing until they touched the nerve. And it so happened that my heart was okay. It was time for me to go home. And the very day I was supposed to be discharged is the very day I felt this pain in my leg. So I had to have more than one surgery, about 4 to 5 surgeries to clean out those bugs. And then the wound was so big, the doctor could not close it. So he had to send me back to the room with a wound vac that vacuumed up an extra blood, debris, or bugs. And then every 3 to 4 days that had to be changed. And it was extremely painful. I had to go to rehab with that. I had to go home with that. And I'm telling you, it took weeks before the doctor and the nurses felt it was time now for me to have a skin graft. What's that? They couldn't close the wound, so they had to take skin from my body to close the wound. So he stapled the skin, which he got from my panty line all the way down to my knee. You're going to see a picture. And he stapled it up and down the wound. And then I felt pain. Once the anesthesia was out, I felt pain come every move I made because they severed the nerves on the leg. And so I had to have pain medication every 4 hours, and my body could tell you when 4 hours came up. I didn't need to look at a clock. The pain on my right leg, where they took the skin graft, was worse than the pain on the wound. But nonetheless, when they took the staples out, they did not give me any kind of anesthesia whatsoever. And that was horrendous. So I'm going to show you a picture now when they took the staples out, what my leg looked like. Now, it's a real half-decent picture. It is not like the original. You would not be able to stomach it. It was that bad. And my own self could not have stomached it had I not been a nurse. But I changed my dressing every day because I'm conscious that I could have developed another infection and I could have lost my leg. So, Donna, would you be so kind to just show them the picture of my leg, starting with the one that they took out, the skin graft. Okay. The first picture there is in March of 2019. I'm in a wheelchair. The top part, you will see a little mesh-looking thing. That was my body accepting the skin graft. At the bottom, you see all that white? My body did not accept that skin graft. Why? Because of blood sugar imbalance, I had inadequate blood flow. And it's your blood that brings oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. So my personal doctor recommended another vascular doctor who decided to try stents in my leg. So he surgically put the first one, wasn't satisfied. Surgically put the second one, was not satisfied. Surgically put the third one, and he was satisfied. There was 70% blood flow to my lower leg. It did work. It took a year, but it did work. So when I'm at Hercules, the third picture is showing you what my leg looked like. Not only was it swollen, I had two levels. The bone was circled with a pen. Left of that is my flesh. The flesh-eating bacteria eat my leg all the way down to the bone. The flesh was all the way down to the bone. And so now, when I met Hercules, I could hardly walk. I had no balance whatsoever. And then, in 4 months of spraying 4 sprays under my tongue 3 times a day, I was able to run and jump on my trampoline. That was a miracle all by itself. The 4th picture is showing you what my leg looked like after 1 year. The 2 levels disappeared and my leg is flat, and if you notice, a lot of the swelling is gone. And that's all because of spraying 4 sprays under my tongue 3 times a day, because I did not know that I could have sprayed the leg. I was too new. Now that they have iRevive, I started putting the iRevive on my leg, and it's a miracle to see the scar tissue is shrinking, the color is coming back to normal. All the scales on the bottom part of my leg that just kept changing and changing and changing. It's now nice and smooth. It's just amazing what this product has done, both of them together. So now I'd like to show you where they took the skin to put on my leg. On the left, you'll see all of that red with white pigmentation that looks like a burn. That's where they took the skin from my panty line down to my knee. As you can see on the right picture, it shrunk. But look at the difference. The left leg and the right leg almost look alike. Pigmentation came back, which I never knew it was possible. And if you notice, there's still 1 white pigmentation there. And it's still there. I don't know if it's going to ever go away, but I'm satisfied with how it looks right now. And the next set of pictures is showing you what I used to look like before I started spraying Hercules. You can show them that now. On the left, that's before 4 months. That is what I look like. And now I'm 73. And I've been using these products for 3 years and now 4 months. And I'm living younger now. And my friend, when she introduced this product to me, she said, if I'd like to reverse my age 25 years, well, I am convinced that I have reversed my age between 30 and 35. Because when I met this product, I was so sick, I couldn't do a thing. And now, because I shared it, I can travel, I can give gifts, I can live a life that I did when I was in my 30s. Praise God. Thank you, Father, for these products and for my friend who shared it with me. And because I value that, I have shared it with everyone myself. Thank you so much for showing those pictures, Donald. Now I'd like for other people to share their testimony so people can know, especially if they're here for the first time, it's not just one person, it's everybody. Because everybody who has blood, including the animals, need these products. So, Donna, would you be so kind to introduce 3 people to share their testimonies for us tonight?
I think we have Hyacinth that wanted to share her testimony. Hyacinth, if you would accept that promotion as a panelist, and you could give your testimony.
Thank you, Hyacinth. Just unmute. 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 We can't hear you. Unmute.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Good.
Good night to everyone. My name is Hyacinth McLean, and I am on Hercules 2 years, August the 12th. And in 2009, I did a surgery on my disc in the neck. And before I did the surgery, I went to the doctor. It was my back that I went for. They was to do a surgery there. And when I went to the doctor, he said, okay, you would like me to do an MRI also on my neck because of a bone, because of the, what you call it there, I have on my feet, bunions on my feet. So he would like to make sure, the neck before going back to do any surgery. So I was surprised when I went and did the MRI, went back to the doctor, and he showed me on his monitor. And he asked me to bring my daughter at least. And I took her, and he was showing. And he said, it's like just a little piece of string, like, would hold up the disc in there. And he said, if all that was gone, I could be crippled. So he had to do emergency surgery by allowing me going into the hospital the day, doing everything in there so we could go ahead and start the surgery. And I went and did it. And I thought that everything was over with the pain, the little pain that I was going through. But that was the beginning of my sorrow in 2009. And I have pain every day, night and day, until it got worse. I don't remember. I think it was in 2015. It was so bad in a way that when I went back to a specialist, not the one that did the surgery, somebody else, because that one would not take my insurance anymore, so I had to go somewhere else. And he sent me to go do MRI, CAT scan, and everything. And he was showing me where I had the surgery on top, and there was 2 on the bottom that was also infected. So what he's saying, the only thing can correct the pain was to do the surgery. But I hesitated. I didn't want to. And I went and I started to read up, go on phone, and I was go online and reading and doing my own research. And then I found out that when you do one surgery, the others can also collapse after a while. So it's like a broken bridge coming down. So I decided I wasn't going to do any surgery. And I said it to my bishop, my pastor, and he said, Sister McLean, don't do the surgery. My niece, they said the same thing. Don't do the surgery. And I lived with that pain night and day until about 2 or 3 months ago, I was in my bed, and it's like a voice said to me, check your neck. When I woke the morning, and I do like this, I said, wow, because I could not turn to my left, my right. I could go to my left, fine, but the right would not go all the way around to my shoulder. And I said, wow, God is really good. This is really a miracle. And not only that, what I realize now, I am in my 2 years, I realize my body is feeling 100% from what I had before, because I don't know if it's the COVID shot that I had in 2020. And for some reason, sometimes in December, I just found my shoulders. I had pain in my shoulders before, right? But it was not like what I felt at that time. And the pain was in my shoulder, come down into my arms, into the muscles there. I couldn't use them. And not only that, it's my both arms. So if I sleep at night and to turn, I have a hell of a time because I have the right and I have the left. I mostly have to be on my back. It was so annoying and uncomfortable. I traveled and I went to England and I traveled all by myself. That was in January of this year. And I was stuck with all those pains. But I went with God. I went with God. So I went, and while I was there, I still could not enjoy myself in bed at night. Going in and coming out, I felt so annoyed. But God is good, because I continue taking the Hercules, And I also got a patch that I wear. And I end up that I was wearing 2 patches one of the time. And I am only on one right now. And I can tell you, Maureen, I am not 100 with the shoulders, but it's like I was at 10, and I would say I'm at 1.8 now. So I said, to God be the glory. And I have Hercules as a miracle. I said, this is coming from God. And I thank God today when he gave the scientists the wisdom, the knowledge and understanding how to really create these 44 herbs and let it be in a unique little bottle like this, that when we spray it under our tongue, it goes straight in the bloodstream and he'll clean the blood and remove all the toxic and everything. And I'm really happy. And I'm happy. The only thing I'm not happy about, I was almost going up to national. And my people just start chipping away a little bit.
Just keep trying. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just
I'm not giving up. I'm working. I'm doing everything I can. And now I'm saying I'm selling my story. I'm going on Facebook and I'm selling my story.
Good for you. Good for you. Wonderful story that is. God.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank God for it. And God bless you guys. And you know how I got it? I said, this is really a godsend because I was definitely in need of something. I'm 77 right now. And I don't feel like 77.
Whoa.
I feel like I'm 50 right now. Okay, that's how I felt in my body. Yeah, I tell them, anyway, I'm not old. I feel young.
Good for you. You're living
So,
now. Yes.
yes, I'm really happy and glad for this Hercules.
God bless you, honey. Thank you so much for sharing. You did a fabulous job.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay, Donna?
It looks like I have Peggy for a testimony.
Okay, let's hear Peggy. Come on down, Peggy.
Well, I was introduced by Peg Sullivan, who has worked with you for a while now, and you've known her for many years. I started using Hercules about 9 months ago, and I did the 4 months of loading, and 3 times a day spray. And I am spraying probably maybe twice a day now, sometimes 3 times. And what I have noticed is that a couple things. One, my stamina is up. I lead a very busy life. I'm going all the time. I'm 72 years old. People ask me how I can keep going and doing the things I'm doing. Many of my friends and family have had knee, hip replacements, body aches, and all that. I don't have that. I feel pretty good. Sometimes I really push the envelope with my activity, and I find that when I spray, I bounce back more quickly. Also, my mother had, she was initially diagnosed with Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia. She lived to be 93, and my grandmother had the same. And I started seeing some signs with my hand, particularly my right hand, shaking. And there's been a great reduction in that. Sometimes when I'm more tired, it's a little bit more, but for the most part, when I notice it is when I'm in church and we do the Lord's Prayer, my hand, our hands go up. My right hand, I used to see my baby finger tremoring, and it doesn't do that anymore. So, I'm attributing it to that, to the spray. That's when I started noticing some changes with that. It's not completely gone, but it's certainly improved, and I anticipate it will continue to improve as I keep using the spray. I'm looking forward to using more of the patches I'm pretty sensitive to EMFs, so I'm looking forward to, getting consistent with the patches for that, also the weight loss patches. So those are two that I've heard great testimonies about that I look forward to using as well. So I would say for me, my stamina is one of the biggest things that I have noticed in the change in my stamina and my ability to bounce back more quickly.
Yes, like a young person. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Peggy. And one more short one.
All right. It looks like I have Susan S. for a testimony.
Okay.
And I just thought I should tell people about something that happened to me yesterday. It was very serendipitous, but all afternoon I had been seeing bugs, and it wasn't really like a bug, but it was something off to my right that kept bothering me, and I kept trying to push it away like it was a flying bug, and I would try to wave it away. Didn't work. Finally, I realized it was a floater, a great big floater in my eye. And so I had just put the magic cream on, and I didn't really put in any directly in my eye, but I sort of rubbed my finger over, a part of my face that still had the magic cream right on the surface, touched the corner of my eye, and that floater was gone. I mean, instantly, and it stayed gone, and it's still gone today.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I thought, that's a pretty good thing. You can put it in your eye, too.
Yes. And you can eat it, too. You can eat it. It's a very good probiotic as well. Thank you very much, Susan. That was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful testimony about the eyes. All right. We have a few minutes left, so what I'd like to do is introduce to you the fact that because the products work, we have a phenomenal opportunity to share with everyone that we know and people that we meet, because as long as they're breathing, they have blood flowing through their veins, they need this product to clean out the toxins from the blood because of where we live. Our environment, the air is toxic, water is toxic, and the food is toxic. So the blood is contaminated. And only when your blood is clean will you know the difference, what it feels like to have clean blood versus dirty blood. So with your sharing this product, you will be able to make the money to buy your product. So you won't have to spend any money from your pocket. So we have our compensation, which has to do with compassion with compensation. So just for 3 minutes, I would like for you to listen to this video, and you will see the potential. And don't let the numbers fool you. You get to do what you want. You get to choose how much money you want to make. Okay? Do not let the numbers make you feel, oh my God, it's impossible. No, it's not impossible, but you get to choose what you want. So Donna, would you be so kind to play the 3-minute video to show the income?
Explode your earnings and get ready to turbocharge your income with new Xtrax. Earn an incredible $6,740 in just 45 days. Here's the exciting breakdown. In the first 15 days, start by earning back the cost of your 2X premium package. Simply share the premium package with 2 people you love and care about. Then find 2 customers who order a single bottle of any product. Having them all on auto ship, you've just earned $610, which is more than the cost of the 2X premium package. Share the 2X premium package with 6 more people you love and care about, each with an auto order within your initial 15 days. You've just earned $2,720. Wow, this will have just made you national. This achievement starts a 30-day countdown to become silver. Share the 2X Premium Package with 2 new people and teach them to do the same as you've just accomplished. By helping them succeed, making their money back, and achieving national within their first 15 days, and within your 30-day countdown to silver, you'll have made an astonishing $6,740 in just 45 days. This isn't a job, it's a gold rush. This means you are rewarded not just for sharing, but for helping others succeed. Now, let's talk about exponential growth. Teach your team to replicate this strategy, where they assist 2 personally enrolled members to each enroll 2 more. Stick with this plan, you could be looking at an astonishing $12,000 per month in residual income in just 9 weeks, with 8 affiliates participating in the strategy. Teach 8 of your personal enrollees to follow this method so they're making $12,000 per month. This would mean you will be making over $780,000 per year in just residual income. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the new Xtrax compensation plan and watch your earnings soar to incredible heights. This is your ticket to financial freedom. Grab it.
That's my favorite part. He says, grab it. And that's because we have choice. God gave us that gift, and nobody can take that away. So you get to choose what you want to do. You get to choose how much money you want to make. But the beautiful thing is you can depend on the quality and the potential of these products. They work as long as you put them in your body or put them on your body. They work. And the patches protect you from the negative electromagnetic frequency, which is important. It grounds you, and that's very important because we no longer walk on the ground to get grounded. So that's very important. So I want to thank you all for coming on this webinar. And I invite you to come back next week. Bring your friends. Invite people to come, because that's the whole idea. We're here to expose you and to teach you and to help you build your business by giving the information, especially if you're new. You don't have to worry about knowing everything. We are here to share that knowledge with you. And if you have any questions, we appreciate your questions. We'll answer them. And anyhow, we don't know the answer, we'll get the answer for you, but we're here to serve you. So thank you all for coming on. And I'd like for you to dance with me as I exit with my special I Hercules song. So thank you again for coming. Remember to stay happy, stay safe, pray, and spray every day. Bye. Okay, Don. Hello?
Maureen, the I Hercules lady, teaching us to feel alive, don't be shady. Some self, organs, tissues, muscles too. She's got the key to make them work like new. Yeah. Revive, revive, let's bring life back to our power bodies, no need to slack. Maureen's wisdom, she's got the cure. Say goodbye to age, we're gonna endure. Revive and thrive, come on, let's feel alive. No more zombie cells, organs, tissues, muscles, we strive. Like they did 20 years ago, we'll be flying high. Maureen's got the magic, we'll never say goodbye. Maureen's got the magic, we'll never say goodbye.
your